Hey, welcome back to another Real Talk Reaction. This one's for Better Call Saul Season 2, Episode number 2. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Tell a friend, tell all their friends. Thank you. Once again. Thank you.
Alright, a couple comments from the last episode, starting with Josiah, who says, I love how this episode begins and ends with Jimmy facing a warning sign. In the black and white scene at the beginning, we see him hesitate and decide not to trip the alarm in the mall trash room. He is nervous, cautious, and chooses to stay put rather than trigger an alarm. At the end of the episode, we see him being careless, ignoring a sign warning against flipping a switch without even knowing what it does, and impulsively flipping it. It's a great insight into how his attitude and behavior might change. And a couple fun Breaking Bad references in this episode. Ken, the stock bro Jimmy and Kim scam free drinks and a meal from, is the same guy who Walt encounters in Breaking Bad and whose BMW license plate Ken wins. Walt blows up at the gas station by putting a wet squeegee in the engine. Dude, I would have never remembered that. Dude is a total asshole and always talking so obnoxiously on his Bluetooth. Great callback, though. Thanks for the insight. I totally did not remember that. Also, the $50 shot tequila, Zafiro, and I don't know, is the same tequila Gus poisoned and gifted Don in Breaking Bad. Notice the fancy stopper the bottle is capped with, which ends up being gifted to Kim after they finish the bottle. Finally, I love the scenes with dumbass Price and his pimped out Hummer. That guy has to be the biggest idiot in the show. Thanks for reacting, and as always, for sticking through the intro sequence. You're on the right track, already noticing the subtle changes to the shots and how the color of it is changing. Thanks for the recognition, because I even asked, I was like, do we notice? Are we doing it? So we'll be sure to watch the intro sequence the next episode. Brandon adds some quick math. A standard U.S. shot is 1.5 liquid ounces or 45 milliliters. The tequila was in a 750 milliliter bottle, so 16 or so shots in a bottle. They paid about $800 for the bottle.
Hey, thanks for breaking that down.
That was great math.
Thanks for breaking that down, my guy. Thanks for breaking that down.
Also, there were at least 2 Breaking Bad callbacks in this episode. The first being the douchey wealth advisor guy. He is in season 1, episode 4 of Breaking Bad. Oh, that was like way at the beginning. Way at the beginning. And Walter blows up his car using a squeegee. The second callback is the pricey tequila, which is the same tequila that Gus uses to poison Don and the rest of the cartel in season 4. Great insight, guys, because, those will likely fly under the radar for us. It's been a minute. All right, let's jump into the next episode right now.
Delivery for McGill.
What are you doing here?
It's been a while. Thought I was coming and check in on you. Did I hear music?
No, I was just... Let me get that for you. Good to see you, Howard.
Oh, likewise. You are sorely missed, my friend. Don't take that as any undue pressure.
I'm thinking of maybe coming in for an hour or two next week. You kind of play it by ear.
Well, if you feel comfortable, I mean, we certainly would love to have you. We will take anything we can get.
I'll figure out a day and get Ernesto to give you a heads up.
That sounds great. How's Ernie working out?
He's been fine for the most part.
Excellent.
Anything on track with Sandpiper?
Moving along. Davis and Maine are really pulling their weight.
You better. It's a complex case.
It's definitely not a two-man job, that's for sure.
Anyone heard from Jimmy?
I have, yes. I've talked to him.
How is he?
It's fine. Doing well. Speaking of which, I have some news. He's working at Davis and Maine.
Doing what?
He's a lawyer.
Working as an attorney.
Well, what?
What a dick. Why would he even ask it that way? Like, he's such a dick.
Clifford Maine hired Jimmy.
To be fair, he had his doubts, but he's giving Jimmy a chance. He had his own people doing client outreach, but every time they would talk to a Sandpiper resident, Jimmy's name would come up. Yeah, those old folks, they
love him.
Yeah, they do. Plus, I guess Cliff thought it would be a good idea for the case to have that sort of,
Personal touch.
Continuity.
No, continuity.
Jimmy certainly has a way with people.
He does.
They're aware of his background at Davis and Maine, his education.
Why is he
In
being
spirit of
such
full
an
disclosure,
asshole?
Cliff did talk to me beforehand. I didn't pull any punches. I tried to paint a complete picture. But I didn't stand in the way.
Of course not.
That's what you should
But
do.
that's
should
what you
you?
would have done.
Oh, yeah.
Truth be told, Kim Wexler pushed for this. Hard. But I didn't, stand in the way.
Partner track?
I would, assume so.
That's great. Good for Jimmy.
Fucking like
Charlie Hustle.
Yep.
Yep. Well, I'll get out of your hair. Anything else you need me to add to Ernie's list?
No, all set. All good. Thanks for coming by, Al.
Anytime. You truly are missed. No pressure.
Is he gonna try to sabotage Jimmy? Because that's gonna be some bullshit. Like legit bullshit. Like the most bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Document review will be coordinated through HHM.
So Jimmy will be
To
sitting
date,
next to her.
the following documents have been requested from Sandpiper as part of our initial discovery petition. 1, resident lease agreements, past and present, from all Sandpiper locations. 2, invoices and transaction documents from all supply companies used by Sandpiper. 3, list of all past and present official Sandpiper vendors. 4, any and all business agreements and contracts between Sandpiper and its distributors. 5, records of residents' Social Security check receipts. 6, allowance transaction statements. 7, resident invoices non-related to Sandpiper.
I'm loving the new look. How's Santa Fe?
It's really
See? What'd I tell you? A nice place?
the finest.
He's gonna hit him.
Next time.
Now, our business is concluded.
Now my boy got to drive that bus. It's a cool bus.
For 6-year-old hips.
Yeah.
That's bars.
Yellow ass truck with flame on it, man.
He telling them exactly how to watch it. He's like, he'll take care of the job shot.
Now don't skip out on the premium now. I know it might be a scam,
Is it
but
like-
it needs it.
It makes a difference.
Can't help thinking an apology was in order. It's the police again.
Sandpiper hasn't really responded to our discovery requests. They've buried us in paperwork, but nothing actually relevant to the particulars in this case.
No real surprise there. We may have to subpoena their bank records. Thank you, Aaron. Jimmy, how are we doing with client outreach?
Well, while we're
No,
waiting,
he
on
comes
this-
to the office to make him
I'm
look
thinking
stupid,
we
man.
should try wrangling
That's
some
why
of
he
this
comes
stuff
to the
from the
office.
clients
Oh my God, this
themselves.
fucking-
Most of these
Yeah.
folks have hard copies of everything, going back to the Eisenhower administration. Of course, given some of their inconsistent organizational practices, it's going to be slow going.
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Oh, this one lady, she's sweet, but deaf as a doornail. She keeps all of her paperwork in, she keeps it.
I'm sorry, excuse me, Jimmy. I'm gonna need everybody's phone, key fobs, and electronics.
Come on, brother, come.
I swear, if he
They
comes
gonna
in here
throw
to
him off?
fucking diss him, I'm gonna like literally lose it. And if he comes in here throwing mad fucking shade to make, oh god, I can't.
I'm gonna be like, bro, I'm gonna throw this motherfucking wire on you. I swear to God. You disrespectful ass.
Chuck, welcome. Please, have a seat.
Mind me.
Don't mind me.
Right.
Fuck you mean? That is an understatement. Don't mind me. Motherfucker, look what we have to do for you.
We're minding you so
We
much
totally
right now.
minding you.
Literally.
Sorry for the interruption. Just pretend I'm not here.
How?
Happy
It's
to have
dark
you.
as hell now.
Jimmy, where were we?
Yeah. So I was saying,
Hey, I wanna die. I wanna die.
getting documents from some of the clients. We definitely have some pack rats. God bless them. I was visiting Mrs. Gustorf at Sandpiper
Love that
Santa
she,
Fe,
like,
and I spent
like,
the
you
whole
got to stay.
afternoon
Yeah.
Don't
sorting
let her
through
lie.
just a haystack of recipes and half-off coupons for big lots. But now, we've got copies of this woman's monthly statements going back to March 1997. So it might be a little labor-intensive, but our clients will always be our best resource. Plus, they have
I
no
like
big
literally want to strangle his fuck ass. He hasn't even said anything. I don't want to murder him.
Jimmy? Hello?
Hello, it's your brother. You hear me talk to him?
What are you doing here?
It is on the building.
Okay, you fucking ass.
So great to have you here.
I'm gonna have these y'all too.
I'll be in my
Right.
office.
I gotta
I'm
get
gonna
out
go
of
to
here.
my law firm right now.
Why are you here?
To bear witness.
James Miguel.
It's Ermentrout. Are you still morally flexible? If so, I might have a job for you.
Where and when?
Because my brother made me do it. See, he was, oh man, I don't like this. I don't like the double sadness.
Take a seat.
But
I
okay,
don't like the fuckery that Chuck is, though.
yeah. But
Mr.
they did flush it
Thank you
out.
for coming in and talking to us.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah, we've been looking at the
Yeah,
reports
help
that
him out.
the officers
he's
took at the
gonna-
scene and
he's
we had a few
unrelenting.
small follow-up questions.
Why you need a lawyer?
Sorry wasting time. Just standard stuff. There's really no need for a lawyer to be here.
I'm here in more of an advisory capacity. Dan just wanted a friendly face next to him.
Well, we're all friendly here.
Four friends.
We just want to get the facts straight so we can help you get your property for you.
Yeah, what the
Yeah,
cop
you know,
gonna do?
it's fine. Yeah, there's no need to,
No, it's just standard procedure. You know, officers don't always get all the information we need in their report. We just want to find the guys who took your baseball cards.
yeah, that's,
You know, my uncle had a Ty Cobb tobacco card. Kept that thing behind 6 inches of glass. Like it was the Mona Lisa or something.
wow, Ty Cobb. Tell him to keep the lights low. Even artificial lighting has a certain amount of ultraviolet radiation that
Colin
can,
Robinson.
Colin
Colin Robinson!
All day.
over the long term,
Can you just remind us exactly where you kept your cards in the house?
yeah, well, as I was trying to say, it's no longer an issue. I found them.
So you found the cards?
Yep. I just wanted to come down and tell you, you know,
With a lawyer.
in person.
You found them.
You brought your lawyer to tell us that?
Where? Around the house?
No, I hired a private investigator, and he tracked them down. So yeah,
Really? So where were they?
you know, it's fine. It is. I ought to get out of your hair. You've wasted enough time on me.
No, it's okay. It's our job. We just want to get the facts right so we can help close this case for you.
It's already
It's
closed.
done.
Like, you guys didn't have to do anything
Case
extra.
closed.
Yeah. So you really don't
It
even
just-
need
I
to
know
ask
how
me about
much-
my car.
You know, you guys have on your hands. Like murderers and robbers and
Drug
gangs and
Hey,
stuff.
Dan, why don't you get some air? You can have some coffee. I'll finish up with the detectives here.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, y'all ain't got nothing now. God.
Because you can't.
What y'all pursuing?
Okay, let's get down to brass tacks here, guys. I'm guessing here. 2 fine uniformed officers found Mr. Wormald's little hidey hole, and that's why you two are so interested in helping my friend here.
I get it. A hiding place in the baseboard, it's going to make anyone suspicious, but let me assure you, there's nothing illegal going on here.
Then why is he so nervous?
Because I must say the flop swipe's kind of suspect.
We all have our secrets, don't we? And who among us is without sin? But those sins aren't all of the criminal variety, and neither are
Aren't
Mr.
all of
Wormald's.
the criminal variety.
Okay? They are,
Alright,
however,
we'll just
very
out
private.
here.
Probably like drug dealer, maybe?
No, he's being evasive because it's a sensitive subject, very delicate,
Very delicate.
and of no concern to law enforcement.
You know, as much as we'd love to take your word for it, we're gonna need a little more than that.
Alright, well, this all comes down to a personal dispute. That's all. It's between Mr. Wormald and his art patron.
Art patron.
Yeah, my client has an arrangement with a wealthy gentleman for whom Mr. Wormald provides art in exchange for this gentleman's generous, we'll call it patronage.
Art, like what, paintings?
Like Mona Lisa?
It's more like digital media.
Digital media.
Digital media.
He made videos for the man.
What kind of videos?
Private videos of an artistic nature. That's what was in the hiding place. That's what it's for.
Gay shit. There's a lot of gay shit.
So this art.
That way they don't have to go to, you know.
Stole
They're like, I don't even want to
I don't
do
want to do that.
Well, there was a misunderstanding. I mean, call it creative differences. Artists are volatile creatures. Guys, this all comes down to just a lover's spat. Okay?
Spat.
2 consenting adults have
Somebody-
falling out. That happens.
somebody
And the
with too much money,
patron stole the
they can
videos
hire somebody.
and the baseball cards to make a point, I guess. But the headline here is, it's all settled, hearts have mended, and Mr. Wormald will not be pressing charges.
What was on these videos?
They were private.
You said that.
They were videos intended to titillate the senses.
Okay, so porn.
Not
No.
as such.
No.
Technically, they would be categorized as fetish videos, but they had
Fetish.
nothing illegal. Just a man, a fully clothed man, I might add, just all by himself. Just
rubbing
Mr.
one out.
Wormald,
Rubbing it out
fully
with the jeans.
clothed. Yeah. So
All right. So, fully clothed, Mr. Wormhole, by himself.
Why are you
Yeah,
still
come
asking
on,
all
man.
these questions?
squat cobbler.
Squat cobbler. The fuck? What?
What's a squat?
Oh, let me get the Google.
Squat cobbler. You know what squat cobbler is.
No,
I
I
do
don't
not
know
know.
what a squat cobbler.
Can you
Me
please?
neither. What is it?
Yeah, what? Enlighten me.
What? You 2 guys are cops? Hoboken squat cobbler. Full moon pie. Boston cream splat. Seriously? Simple Simon the Ass Man. Dutch apple ass. Guys, am I not speaking English here?
What the hell is a squat cobbler?
It's when a man sits in pie. He sits in a pie. And he wiggles around. Maybe it's like Hellman's mayonnaise. It has a different name west of the Rockies. I don't know. But technically, he does a crybaby squat. So there's tiers, which makes it more specialized. Not all pie sitters cry. I'm going to tell you something.
I want to tell you something,
This
though.
guy, he's a regular Julianne Moore once he gets the waterworks pumped up.
Pies.
Pass.
What, like apple?
Guys, I'm not the filmmaker here.
Look, I
right?
aind the filmmaker, man.
Banana
Look.
cream, I
I don't fucking know.
peach.
Maybe the pies that used to throw the 80s on people. I don't have no clue.
You got to be shitting us.
It's
Yeah,
a fact.
I could make this up.
Bro, it's
Like, I could make this up.
Hey, the world is a rich tapestry, my friends.
I mean, people sell feet
Just
pictures.
trust me on this.
Okay? So,
You don't want to see it.
It's true.
yeah, he look like a motherfucker that probably do some pie shit.
You'll convince yourself.
Yeah,
See,
he
you
look like a
can't
motherfucker that do some
Great.
pie shit.
There is, however, one little tiny hanging chad.
You owe me about 2,000.
Chad. You're gonna have to make a video.
You're gonna have to sit on some pie.
He got the pies.
I don't think that's what that is, babe. It wouldn't be that heavy.
Wait, so he
Oh, you're
eats
right.
the pies or
Oh,
just
I
sits
guess.
in them? Both. Whatever you want. Which comes first?
Well, Steeler's choice.
That's where the crying comes in, right?
That's a safe bet.
Came over here, huh?
How the hell did you come up with that? If you gave me a million years, I still would not have come up with that.
The muse. She speaks through me. I am but a humble vessel.
And they bought it?
Yeah.
Wow. I've heard some far out scenarios used to sow doubt, but this definitely
I mean, that is
Yeah.
fucking genius.
I would have
though.
never thought of any of
That
that.
is
Takes a
genius.
pie.
Yeah.
Sorry. I should just jump off the roof right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause see, gay stuff would have just been like, what, so what are you having that for?
fair, I think it was a video that clinched it.
Yeah, going niche.
What video?
Niche fetish.
Wait, you actually made a video?
I gotta say, in the end, old Dan really committed. I believed the tears.
Oh, he made the video.
Oh, this is a
It's
leftover
extra pies.
prop.
Yeah, we got
It's
extra.
I wasn't sure how many takes
Takes
it
it would
would
take.
but I promise you, untouched by human bugs.
You fabricated evidence?
I made a video. Not exactly evidence.
You used it to exonerate a client. You used falsified evidence to exonerate a client.
I think you're splitting hairs.
Yeah, it's really not the evidence because we like went in court or not like
Davis and
that.
Maine find out you faked evidence.
It wasn't a Davis and Maine client. It was a nothing little pro bono thing. It was off the clock. It was totally my own thing.
Why? Why would you risk the best job you've ever had for some pro bono case?
I was doing a favor for a friend.
Risking disbarment? That's some friend.
It's fine. It worked out. Davis and Maine are none the wiser.
Jimmy, you're playing with fire here.
I didn't see you complaining when Ken the douchebag paid our bar bill the other night. No, that was a little bit of rule breaking right there. And if I remember correctly, you liked it a lot.
That is so not the same thing.
How? What's the difference?
That had nothing to do with work. And we were just
And we want to talk to the police.
And
screwing
we're not being
around.
lawyers. We're
Yeah.
not using our.
fabricating evidence. Jimmy, this could really hurt you. If they find out, if you get caught.
They're never gonna find out.
Seriously, you sound like every dumb criminal out there. If you keep this up, they will find out. For what, Jimmy?
It was a one-time thing.
What is the point?
Because I can do it. I'm good at it.
I cannot hear about this sort of thing. Ever again, okay?
Never. You got it.
I mean it, Jimmy.
You got it. So when I come home, and I be like, oh, they was good. It's all good. I ain't too much. I ain't do too much. What's your
I did
time?
all legal things
Yeah.
with legal clients,
That's it.
legal law.
I'm straight. I'm straight. It was episode 2 of Better Call Saul, and what a good episode this was. I mean, it had the layers, it had the little bit of suspense in there, and it had a little bit of like, ugh, why you do them like that, bro? I mean, I like the whole segment with what is his name? Carl? Chuck? Is that his name?
Who?
No, not Chuck. Not the brothers.
Oh.
You know,
Just
Mike
call
and and Colin. Just look, that was just perfect. Like, I would have just watched that whole little bit right there, the whole thing, the evolution of this Riri that's over here, right? That worked out perfectly. Then he had to call Saul just to like be like, just go ahead and end this
Get
whole
him
thing
out of
with
this
the cops.
thing with the cops.
And then it was just, that was freestyle. That's all he did, right? He was just making it up as he go. And because he thought it was going to just go ahead and shut it down after he talked to the cops, but they kept pressing, like, what? Like, what possibly could be up in there? And he went on ahead with it, and look, yeah, I get it that his girlfriend, though, is totally like, bro, you can't be, how would you mess it up, blah, blah, right? Because she feels some type of way about him. She wants him to change. She wants him to be better. She wants the best for him. And what he at right now is the best for him, and he should just do
Embrace
that.
it, yeah.
But she is missing the part of his life and his will and his journey and his motivation is that the X factor in this whole thing is Chuck, his brother, right? He did start out as slipping Jimmy, right? But his brother made him want to be a better person, and when he did that, he got nothing in return. And I love how the show, for all of, now I understand now, there's a payoff. For all the episodes that we had Chuck, and I was like, why are we doing Chuck so long, and what is the point? The payoff makes more sense to me now, because now I can sympathize with Saul and being like, he ain't even said it yet, he ain't even blown up yet, he ain't even went out and just like called his brother out and been like, bro, you know how hard I went for your ass for however long I was coming over there in the dark, taking my shit out, putting it in the mailbox, bringing you ice, fucking cooking and all this bullshit. All that for you to tell me everything that I did to get to this point right now, because I didn't go to the years amount of school and pay the hard work that you did, you don't even care.
It doesn't even matter.
You don't even care. And so I can't even get your approval for that when I do something like really, really good. That is just, it is just heartbreaking to the umpteenth degree. And I feel Saul, for real. And so then add on top of that layer, he go back to see his friend in Chicago after that shit happened. Then his friend died. And then they trying to do the same. You know, he was just trying to be happy and have somebody to hold on to for, you know, that didn't work out. So then he come back and it's just beautifully done if you really think about it. Yes, it was drawn out, but it was beautifully done. And I love everything about it that led up to this because now it all makes sense to me. And now I'm right there at this point in season 2 with Saul on everything that he's doing. Yeah, it can be questionable, and yeah, but that is him to his core. And this episode right here where Chuck came in and interrupted Saul while he was doing his thing, it is going to get to that point that I hope Jimmy say what he got to say to his brother, squash this shit, and then whatever happens after that happens. But I feel him on that, and good job for the director and the producers getting me to this point to feel that because I'm right there with him. But this was an excellent, excellent episode, and you know shit about to go haywire because none of this is in his future for where he at right now, this happiness. So we'll see how it go. Can't wait to see another episode.
So my favorite line of the episode goes to the school bus for 6-year-old pimps. Hardest line of the episode. Had me dying. So clever. So well done. I love the way everything played out. Excuse me, with Mike and Colin specifically. I thought the way that he handled that situation, the way that he called him out was like, bro, like you cannot go to the cops. You're going to put me in a bad space. The way he negotiated the terms with Dude too, so that ultimately he could get what he needed as far as getting the baseball cards back. It just put Mike again like on that pedestal of brilliance that he is. I mean, the added caveat of him being a cop too was really showcased here too, as how quickly he was able to find Dude.
Yeah.
And I also I know it's a small part and has nothing to do with anything else, but I loved Dude's dad so much. Like the whole like ambiance of the small business owner just being a genuinely good human and like treating people with respect. Like I don't know, it gave me all the feels. I love the dad so much. I thought it was just a great. That was another great element that didn't have to be in this episode, but I think that speaks to the quality of the writing of this show, that you can see the contrast of like a really good person doing all the right things and then his son over here, you know, dabbling in the bad spaces, but ultimately making a good deal on good terms. It was just so good. I just loved it so much. So that was my favorite elements of this episode. Everything with Chuck right now is stressing me out just because like I empathize so much with Jimmy and the situation he's in, and like that was such a dick move and such a power play for Chuck to come in knowing that, you know, Jimmy would be there and meeting with him. He only did it. He's been obviously out of the office for weeks and weeks and weeks now, and I think Howard too tempted him or teased him. He did it intentionally, and that's why he showed up, because obviously Chuck hasn't been showing up for work, and he knew the thing that baits Chuck is Jimmy, and it pulls out the worst elements of who Chuck is too. So Howard's to blame a little bit for the situation too, but ultimately he's like, this is our partner, like he needs to fucking show up for work. So like you can empathize with like, it's crazy to empathize with Howard, but I can see why he did what he did to get Chuck to show up there. But Chuck coming up and just being like, I'm here to bear witness. Nothing that's supporting or acknowledging the fact that Jimmy's doing something great or giving any time of credit, just being like, I'm here to bear witness. Like, you're such a dick. And so Jimmy taking that moment and be like, fuck this. I can't just keep doing good shit because I'm going to go over here and piss Chuck off by doing some bad shit. And I liked old girl being like, ultimately, don't tell me the shit then. Because, like, I set all this up for you. She's obviously planning to have a life with Jimmy too, because she's using we statements as far as them talking about their house and things like that. And like the worst thing that could happen in this instance is that he throws it all away because he's, you know, in this space with Chuck. So I'm very curious. Like, we know where it ends up, but like, how do we get all the way there? Is where it's like super interesting. But I love the pacing of season 2 so far. I feel like it's hitting like every episode. We're only 2 episodes in, but it's hit every. Both episodes have hit super hard. So very much looking forward to the next one. But I love this one.
Yeah. All right. Well, look. Thank you guys again for watching another Real Talk reaction for Better Call Saul season 2, episode number 2. And until next time.